All right, so I welcome us back once again, and this is the last 2 units of the discursive elements of the financial statement analysis. So we're looking at using financial statement analysis in the case study exams. How do we use it? So in the exams, a very large number of financial statements information, which has to be understood and analyzed by candidates at speed. So the pre-scene will be provided, let's say 10 to 15 pages pre-scene that you have time to look at. But then you need to link the pre-scene and the unseen in the examination. So your reading of the exam condition or exam environment is different from your reading in under exam condition, because you need to link the unseen with the pre-scene. So the time you need to speedily read the unseen and match it with the pre-scene is very important for candidates. And if you combine the unseen and the pre-scene, minimum you have maybe 20-25 pages. So your reading and skimming through information, must be very rapid and speedy. This is very important. So reading with speed it's very invaluable in the exams. The skill of financial statement analysis is critical and is critically important for all candidates hoping to become members of ICAN. Candidates should always expect to answer detailed financial statement analysis questions to a high standard in these exams. This is very important. And mostly and predominantly, financial statement analysis comes in requirement 1, except 1 or 2 diets where he deviated and brought model analysis, like we saw in Wonder Bank question. There was no financial statement analysis in requirement 1. It was a rare deviation, and he can deviate like that, but predominantly he brings financial statement analysis and ratios and their interpretations mostly in requirement 1. This means demonstration or demonstrating not just mathematical ability, but good analytical and communication skill is very important. So aside your numbers, we've said that over and over again, your analytical, comprehensive commentary, speaking a financial story, and your communication skill to convince the examiner is key. The examiner scripts or the examination scripts of candidates who perform poorly in case study examination usually have pages of mathematically correct ratios, exactly, but little written analysis. And the ratios carry very, very scanty marks. So you wasted your time in performing calculations, and at the end of the day, you write little. And that's why I advise students, don't spend more than 45 minutes in the calculation. Spend more time in planning your answers. Even your calculations are not mathematically totally correct. Once you have a base, please go and write. One candidate told me last month, out of all the papers she wrote, she only scaled through case study, and she says, I keep remembering you said we should write, and I kept writing, and I passed case study. I said, that's good. So case study is not a number crunching exam. It's a written analysis exam. So the more you write, the more opportunity and chances you have to pass the case study. So this only demonstrates basic numerical skills where you are calculating. It attracts just a few answer points or marks, as it does not demonstrate clear financial statement analysis skill. Exactly. So clear financial statement analysis skill is shown by your written thoughts, what you write about the numbers. The assessment of financial statement analysis skills in case study is focused much more on the candidate's ability to demonstrate in-depth understanding of the financial statements presented to you, and also communicating the same in your words, in writing. Under review and how well a candidate makes sense of those financial statements and also provide explanations for the figures in them to the report reader is key. So in-depth understanding, reviewing, and also making sense of what you've read, then you provide explanations to those figures is key in the financial statement analysis. And we've seen that in the first mock exam, how you communicate the writing. They ask you to do SWOT analysis in the first requirement. The second requirement was a bit tough, but as tough as it is, if you come up with a base with your calculation, please go ahead and write. The writing is very, very pertinent. So in order to enhance the chance of success in financial statement analysis in these exams, a candidate should always answer the requirement as presented So the requirement is very important. So no matter the financial statement analysis, do what it says in the requirement. Don't just assume, okay, you have income statement, you have financial position, you just start analyzing blankly. What did he specifically ask you to do in the requirement? There are some areas you may not need in the general financial statement. So stick to the requirement and restrict yourself to those requirements. In restricting yourself, bear in mind the following. Focus on what has happened in the key areas. So if you're looking at the SCI financial performance, look at the success or decline. Look at the income statement and the statement of changes in equity. How are the movements in the opening equity, closing equity, retained earnings, cash reserves, and all that? Sorry, retained earnings and revaluation or the other reserves or share premium in the statement of changes in equity. So take note of the upward trend or the downward trend, the success or the decline. That's what you should focus on in your financial performance or SCI analysis. In the SFP, focus on financial stability and debt. So how stable is the company? If there's too much debt, it's not stable. But if there's balanced debt, it's stable. If long-term finances are financed by current liabilities, it's not stable. But if it's financed by long-term liabilities, it's stable. Also look at cash balances in the cash flow statement if you have presented, like we've seen in the cash flow statement, and the statement of changes in your operating, financing, and investment activities. Look at the cash balances and if they marry with the cash and cash equivalent in the SFP. So these are critical areas to take note of. Also consider the effect of business scenario charges or changes. How do the issues and changes affect financial statement? So most of the changes within the year or in the 3-year period, depending on the number of years you are provided with, what changed in those 3 years, internally or externally? How is the impact of external factors, inflation, forex, and others? How did it impact the financial statement within those years? Take note of that. The wider context impact. How does the wider context, the external environment, affect the financial statement? Fiscal policies, economic policies. Read through the non-financial statements to link the financial information with the non-financial in the exhibits. Making adjustments. Remove one-off items, include acquisitions and disposals. So you may need to adjust 1 or 2 things in the financial statement just to demonstrate your mathematical skills. So when making adjustments, make sure you do that in line with applicable IFRSs and also be able to explain your adjustments in your written commentary. Also segmenting the information, slice and dice, break the numbers down into components. So in the last diet, we saw segment reporting, we saw business segments where you have to report in particular segments from Abuja and Lagos. So be able to understand those segments, the revenue sections or the revenue streams from different components or different locations of the business. Break them down into components and also be able to synergize your information. Use professional skepticism, have an inquiry mind, questioning mind to whatever is presented to you. What judgment have been exercised appropriately, ethically. Don't forget, ethical issues must be discussed as a separate header like we've seen in the format. This is very important. So in particular, in the analysis, you need to ask why. What the question why? The elements in your financial statement analysis require explanation of why. Why have this event happened? Why has this taken place? You should be able to analyze with this question in mind. We also say, so what? What does this mean? What does this culminate in the business? What is this analysis? What is the result of this? Then in comparison, like for like, consider adjusting and non-adjusting items for any major non-occurring or occurring items and changes in the business. So like for like, what are you supposed to compare together? So these are questions to ask. And also ask finally, what is the purpose of the financial statement analysis? That's how to use it very, very pragmatically and comprehensively in the case study exams. Also add knowledge. tell the recipients of your report, whether it's the board, whether it's your boss, if it's an external or internal report, something they do not appear to know, but do not simply make wild speculations. So tell them what you found and critically what is necessary for them to know. Don't make wild speculations or assumptions that are not supported with the information or evidence provided in the case. So whatever you are saying, bringing to bear, whether new or current, you need to stay within the context of the case. Don't go outside the case. Stay within the context of the exhibit. Also add understanding. Explain any of the more technical features of the financial statements clearly. Make it simple and logical. Don't be too grammatically wild. Don't go grammatically too elaborate. Make your technical communication simple. Use words that are very simple and logical. Add value, very important. So our job as accountants generally is to add value, solve a problem. That's what generally value means. You solve a problem, offer a way forward, provide conclusion and recommendation on the way forward. Clearly evaluate, make your conclusions, recommendations from your discussions based on the work you have done. Also communication in writing. Provide evidence of your analysis in your appendices. And that's why you cannot write without calculating. You will fail the exam, no matter how your calculation is correct in your head. If it's not penned down and you just go ahead to provide communication or written commentary, you are still going to fail the exam. So your appendices is very important as a base for your write-up. Provide evidence of your analytical skill and financial fluency by writing your report in the language that the recipient, the board, your boss, whoever you are addressing the report to, understands very, very well. So this is essential in using financial statement analysis in the case study exam. Very, very critical. So before we go to our test, I will not assume we understand this, but we'll be talking about this in the first mock exams, and we'll talk about it more in practical mock exams as we move on. Any questions on this? I hope we are not sleeping. Julie, did you doze off?
I did though.
I guess that's much.
For a short
Aisha, hope you didn't doze off, Sha. Hello, Aisha. Aisha is not responding. You are muted. Maybe you are speaking. You are muted. Aisha is asleep. It's not easy.
Sorry, sir,
after
I went off a bit. My phone is hot.
I hope you did.
So
I understand. Oh, sorry. I hope you didn't doze off. You're able to catch one or two thoughts.
Yes,
of
sir.
what I said. Okay, all right. So, Julie, you may need to go back to the video since you dozed off a bit. But the explanations are some things we know already, so it's just a recap of the general thing. Exactly.
Exam preparation.
Exactly. Okay, so let's do our test now. I believe we'll be awake now. So Julie will want to score 100, and I don't want to score 100. So
by the grace of God.
Yes, but you will not score 100 also by the grace of God. My teacher in the school. My teacher in the school used to say in my university days, I won't forget him. Professor Malan Sabari is a prof now. He'll tell you, as you are going to church and mosque to pray, that I should not set hard questions. Me too, I'm going to mosque to pray, to set hard questions too. So God will both answer our prayers. Very funny, man. Yes, okay, so what is
A.
Oh, I've not even read it. That's so fast. Wow. Okay, what is the primary reason candidates perform poorly in the financial statement analysis in the case study exam? Okay, they calculate many ratios but provide written analysis. They do not attempt any calculations. They provide too many explanations without any numbers. They focus only on cash flow analysis. Okay, so A is picking A. She's going for her name. Okay. A picked A. J, what are you picking?
It's A. A, please. A.
Okay. Next, which of the following is not a key area focus when analyzing financial statements? financial performance, income statement, financial stability and debt, statement of financial position, business expansion strategy, marketing, cash balance and change, statement of cash flow. Which of the following is not a key area to focus on when analyzing financial statements? Anytime it's not, you see that everybody is quiet.
My screen is
C.
frozen.
C.
Uh-oh. Okay,
Okay,
so
it has
J
come
is
up now.
picking C. Okay, has it come up now?
Yes, it has.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so J picked C. What's your pick? A.
C is not an area of focus.
Okay, so C, your pick is C too. All right, we'll see. When performing financial statement analysis, what is important to adjust for major non-recurring items? A, to artificially increase profit. B, to ensure the analysis reflects the normal operations of the business. C, to make the financial statements more complex. D, to exclude all revenue generating activities. When performing financial statement analysis, why is it important to adjust for major non-occurring items? A, to artificially increase profits. B, to ensure the analysis reflects the normal operations of the business. C, to make the financial statements more complex. D, to exclude all revenue generating activities. J, what's your pick?
I don't know.
C.
Maybe that was the time you dozed off when I was talking about non-recurring items.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, I wasn't here too.
Okay, you may have to use logic to pick then.
Especially in case
When performing financial statement, why is it important to adjust for major non-recurring items? I think I'll go with B.
Okay. A is going with B. J, what's your pick? J is still thinking. She wants to score 100%. You will not score
No,
100%.
if I tell you that I just dozed off now, will you believe? See, just
Really
came.
stressed out.
You are tired.
I am, yes.
You have stressed yourself today. Don't worry, we'll try to round up quickly. After this session, we should be done. Just be patient.
When performing financial statement, why is it important to adjust for major to ensure the B.
Okay. J is picking B too. A picked B, she picked B. All right. Final answer. Which of the following is a key question to ask when analyzing financial statements? A, why? B, who prepared the financial statements? C, what color is the report? D, how many employees work in finance? Which one is what color is the report?
C, obviously.
This is walkover. A.
Okay, the options are even funny. How can a candidate add value when analyzing financial statements in case study? A, by offering a clear evaluation, conclusion, or recommendation. B, by proposing excessive numerical calculations without explanations.
No.
C, by speculating without evidence. D, by avoiding professional skepticism.
A, by offering a clear evaluation. This one is easy.
Okay, final answer. So let's go. Number one, A. What is the primary reason candidates perform poorly in financial statement analysis? They calculate many ratios but provide little written explanation or analysis. Exactly. Many candidates focus on numerical calculation and ratios without providing meaningful explanation. The exam requires not just mathematical ability, but also analytical and communication skills. Okay, good one. Number 2, C. Wow, they both got it. Which of the following is not a key area to focus on when analyzing financial statements? Exactly. Business expansion strategy, marketing plan. The analysis focus on financial performance, income statement, financial stability, statement of financial position, and cash balance, statement of cash flows. Business expansion strategy is more relevant to strategic management, not financial statement analysis. Exactly. When performing financial statement analysis, why is it important to adjust for major non-occurring items? They both got it, and that question was tricky.
Yeah.
That's the answer. What was the answer? To ensure the yes,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah, you guys got it. One-off items, e.g., large asset sales, reconstructing cost can distort financial statements. Yes, adjusting for them provides a clearer picture of the business ongoing performance. Yeah. So non-recurring items like one-off items of large sales, maybe they hit a contract and is not the day-to-day organic occurrence of the business, or reconstructing cost, maybe mergers and acquisition, reconstruction. So those one-off items may distort the actual position of a company. So adjusting them to provide clearer picture is very important, and that's what non-recurring items speak to. But you guys use logic and you got the answer. Nice one. Number 4, which of the following is a key question to ask when analyzing financial statements? Yes, why? Why is very important. When I saw what color is the report, I was laughing. I said, what kind of option is it? So finally, how can do you know you guys got 100 over 100? That's serious. And you were even sleeping during the lectures. That's serious.
In fact, my network was even going.
Julie slept off and she scored. So Julie, you are sleeping and scoring 100%. When you are awake, you didn't score 100%. Please stay awake so that you not score 100%. Stay awake. Don't sleep again.
Oh my goodness! You know when you started reading the answers, I was wondering. So we finished already.
I'm telling you. All right, so the final unit, and we are done with financial statement analysis. So please don't sleep. I don't want you to score 100 over 100. So this is the last unit in chapter 2 of financial statement analysis. So pay attention. Don't sleep. I hope your phone is not hot to put ice block on it. Please put ice block.
No, it's not.
No, it's Aisha. Aisha, put ice block.
Actually went to put it in the freezer for a few seconds.
No, please don't spoil our phone. No, please don't put it in the freezer. Please don't put it in the freezer. Don't worry, it will carry us through. We have just a few minutes more to finish up this last unit. So let's pay attention. Julie, try not to sleep. Maybe you stand up and stroll small.
Yeah.
You're using your phone, right? You're using your phone, right, or your laptop?
I'm using a laptop.
So maybe carry the laptop and stroll around. Don't worry, because I don't want you to score 100 again. You score 100 is okay now. 180. Okay, so let's go. To be successful in the financial statement analysis in case study exam, you need to, number 1, carry out meaningful initial analysis. So we spoke about initial analysis, which includes a cursory or bird's view of the financial statements in order to identify key factors in those. So initial analysis is the first thing you do during examination focus. You use these key factors we spoke about to determine the work you carry out in your detailed analysis in line with the business requirement. So remember during the analysis, we talked about some things, looking at what the business is into, the sector, the life cycle of the business. So those parameters and components in the initial analysis, we spoke about them in the video. You can go back there to refresh yourself on initial analysis. Then we talked about the detailed analysis, the work you carry out. The initial will help you, propel you to carry out a detailed analysis in line with the business requirement. Ensure that you understand the wider context. Yeah, so not just the internal factors, the organization's strength and weakness, which is internal. You also look at the opportunities and the threats, which is external. You use the PEST tool also to, if you are not asked to do PEST tool or SWOT, the PEST tool is very important in your own internal analysis to check the external and the business wider context and how it operates. Because the business does not operate in silo, the environment, economic policies, government regulations impact the business too. So don't forget to look at the wider context. Read the case study requirements carefully. In fact, read it 2 times. Understand what you mean so that you don't shoot blank bullets and only answer the aspects required. So where he says use a model, please use the model. If you don't know the model, we'll come to chapter 5 where it talks about the model. We'll briefly look at all the models and how to apply them. If he says use model, use it. If he says use SWOT, use it. If he says so whatever it is, please stick to the aspects required and answer all of them. Don't go outside and don't assume or make wild assumptions in your write-up. Stick to the requirements. This is very important. Prepare clear, relevant appendices of ratios and any other numerical analysis. So if financial requirement 1 says ratios, do ratios. If requirement 2 says do ratio. If you come up with complex and pepperish financial data like NPV, model analysis in requirement 2, do the calculations based on what he asks you to do. Bring forward the key information from the appendix and integrate them into your report. So from your analysis or from your calculations, please use the headers and subheaders to explain your appendices. That's where your marks are. Also explain logically and in easily understandable English. We've spoken about that, not too much grammar. That should explain what your analysis have performed. Evaluate your own analysis and apply judgments to the result. Exactly. So apply your own judgment by way of conclusion and recommendation. So where you have 4 headers, you have 6 headers before the conclusion and recommendation. From those analyses, please evaluate those analysis and your judgment, especially in the 6th header. That has to do with risk analysis or risk assessment or evaluation of your judgment, of your findings also. Please make sure you judge very, very rationally. State your conclusions under a header. Exactly. So if you look at the format of our report, we don't have conclusion and recommendation together. So conclusion should be separate, recommendation should be separate. So state your conclusion as a header and present any reasonable, relevant recommendation. Like I used to say, the conclusion is the statement of the problem or what you arrived at, and your recommendation is your solution to the problem, what you are proffering. Very important. So finally, provide compelling evidence of your financial statements, analytical skills, and financial fluency by writing your report logically in a language that the recipient of the report will understand. So the board should be able to understand you comprehensively. Your boss, whoever it is you are addressing the report to, should be able to comprehensively glean from your information. Do not use technical jargon when writing reports. Don't overcomplicate your sentences with too much grammar. Make it simple. Write short, succinct sentences, accurate and appropriate punctuations, and make your key points per paragraph, and if possible, number them appropriately. And I believe success is sure once you follow these nitty-gritties. All right, so that's briefly the examination focus and the final unit. Do we have any questions on this short explanation on the examination focus? Any questions? J and A, I hope they've not dozed off again. Hello? Oh, okay. She's on the call. All right. A, are you there? You are muted if you are speaking. Okay, so Jay, did you get my conversation on the examination focus? You got some thoughts?
I think so.
Okay. A has even left the call. All right, maybe her phone is frozen or it's hot or something. Okay, so let's run to our test. What is the first step to take when analyzing financial statements in the case study exams? A. Write conclusions before reviewing the financial statements. B. Carry out a meaningful initial analysis to identify key factors. C. Focus only on preparing appendices with ratios. D. Ignore the business context and focus on calculations. What is the first step to take when analyzing financial statements in the case study exams? Yeah, I hope you didn't doze off. Oh.
I did.
I guess as much you were
Okay,
quiet.
what is the first step when analyzing for?
What is the first step to take when analyzing financial statements in the case study examination? Write conclusions before reviewing the financial statements. Carry out a meaningful initial analysis to identify key factors. Focus only on preparing appendices with ratios. Ignore the business context and focus on calculations. What's your pick? A. What's your pick? G.
Carry out a meaningful initial analysis to identify key factors.
Hey, you're welcome back. Your phone froze, right?
It's B. B.
Okay, J is picking B. Final answer B. All right. A, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, I'm reading through.
Okay. What is the first step to take when analyzing financial statements in the case study exams? Write conclusions before reviewing the financial statements. Carry out a meaningful initial analysis to identify key factors. Focus only on preparing appendices with ratios. Ignore the business context and focus on calculations.
B and D.
Okay, so
don't ignore. No, don't ignore.
You are doing 50-50.
Carry out meaningful initial analysis to identify key. B.
Okay, you have eliminated D. All right. So let's go. Why is it important to integrate key numerical analysis into the report rather than just including it in the appendix? A, to make the report more visually appealing. B, to ensure the key insights are not overlooked. C, to avoid performing complex calculations. D, to save time by skipping calculations. Why is it important to integrate key numerical analysis into the report rather than just including it in the appendixes? A, to make the report more visually appealing. B, to ensure key insights are not overlooked. C, to avoid performing complex calculations. D, to save time by skipping explanation.
B, to ensure key insights are not overlooked.
Okay. Final answer B. All right, we'll see. Which of the following is not as come now? Is not a recommended approach. It's not a recommended approach in financial statement analysis for the case study exams. Evaluating your own analysis and applying judgment. Stating conclusions under clear headers. Making assumptions without supporting evidence. Explaining analysis in clear and understandable language. Which of the following is not a recommended approach in financial statement analysis for the case study exams?
C.
Yes, C. A, what's your pick?
I've got C.
Okay. Are you sure? Final answer?
Yes.
Okay. Number 4, what is the key reason for considering the wider business context when analyzing financial statements? A, to ensure the report looks comprehensive. B, to align the analysis with the actual environment in which the business operates. C, to reduce the amount of financial analysis required. D, to avoid answering all parts of the requirement. Very funny option. What is the key reason for considering the wider business context when analyzing financial statements? A, to ensure the report looks comprehensive. B, to align the analysis with the actual environment in which the business operates. C.
It's so
to
easy. You're
deduce.
giving us, it's so clear.
B.
All right. So
You're
what's
giving
your
us
pick
clear
now?
answers.
So
B.
what's the
B.
answer? Eh?
B.
Okay, B. All right. You see. Finally, what should be included at the end of the financial statement analysis report? A summary of calculations without explanations, a clear conclusion and relevant recommendation, additional financial data without interpretation, is a restatement of the case study requirement. What should be included? Huh?
B.
B.
Okay, B. It's like they want to finish this financial statement analysis with a bang.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, so let's see. Drum roll, judgment day. What is the first step to take when analyzing financial statement in the case study exams? Carry out a meaningful analysis to identify key factors. Because identifying key factors of financial performance, stability, and liquidity provide direction for deeper analysis. Okay, good. B and B. 2. Why is it important to integrate key numerical analysis into the report rather than just including it in the appendices? B. To ensure the key insights are not overlooked. Okay. Decision makers need to understand the implication of the numbers, and merely placing ratios in the appendix does not demonstrate analytical skills. Wow. Good one, guys. Sorry, good one, ladies. All right. Which of the following is not? They still got this one, despite the not. It's not recommended approach in financial statement analysis
The
for the
answers
case
are
study
quite
exams.
straightforward, Tamara.
Exactly.
Yes, they look
The options,
straightforward.
rather.
The options. Making assumption without supporting evidence. Correct, because conclusions must be backed by data and logical reasoning. Unsupported assumptions weaken credibility. Exactly. So C. You got it. 4. What is the key reason for considering the wider business context when analyzing financial statements? B. Wow. These guys are heading towards 100%. These women are, these ladies.
Yes, now.
These women are, wow. And they were even sleeping throughout the lecture. What
I'm
happened?
telling you.
To align the analysis with the actual environment in which the business operates. No, you are using your experience. It's experience that you are using to answer it. It's not the lecture.
And it's common sense.
It's common sense. Number 5. Wow. They ended with a bang. 100.
Yes, so it ended in praise.
Yes, so it ended very well. A clear conclusion and relevant recommendation. Correct, because a strong conclusion ties together findings and recommendation offer a way forward for decision makers. Beautiful, and that's good. Even though I may not be able to sleep well, but then it's fine. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is. Yes, you guys did well. Congratulations. And that will be the end of the long chapter 2 financial statement analysis conversation. So we've come to the end, and okay, this is exactly 9:59. We can't introduce financial data analysis chapter 3, so that will be on Tuesday then. And congratulations. And do we have any questions so far, so that we can shut down for the night?